Imagine two people, they come home from school and they have nothing to do, but they know that the next day at 9 a.m. they're gonna write an important exam. Now, the first person does absolutely nothing, and because it's so boring to do nothing, he just goes to sleep at 8, gets up at 6, sleeps 10 hours, and then writes the exam with an absolutely fresh mind. The second person, because he can't handle boredom, ends up scrolling till 1 a.m. to then get up sleep deprived. And my question to you is, who's gonna write the better exam? Well, I assume that you have the same conclusion and intuition as me. The person who did nothing will write the better exam and probably even enjoy doing it because it gives some action in that life. As you can see, boredom is very important, and in today's world we're missing boredom very much, and a lack of boredom makes us less creative, more stupid, and more irritative. That means if we do not allow boredom in our lives, our mind won't have that much time to process everything, and thus we will not be as insightful and as creative. We will also find less enjoyment in the things that matter, because the things that matter in life are mostly boring. And we will also see a sharp decline in emotional regulation, because you're always stimulated and your mind doesn't have so much, your mind's capacity to process things isn't endless. And by constantly stimulating it, you're not giving it enough time to regulate and to process everything. And so you may find yourself to be depressed or anxious or burnt out even, and think that this has something to do with your external world, whilst actually you're just consuming so much that it destroys your brain. You see, we need to integrate boredom in our lives. And there are a couple of ways to do so. For instance, you can go on walks. I walk around 2 hours every day. You can travel without your phone. This is also quite lengthy and can be very inspiring. You can meditate, and you absolutely should meditate. You can read scripture. This is also very boring. You can just sit around and do absolutely nothing. Like this. The options to finding boredom are endless. You can even go to a physics lecture and sit there. I did that once and it changed the trajectory of 6 months of my life. That was in early 2023. That is just a kind of a joke. You should get a habit that is so boring that you end up having more motivation to do things afterwards, because that boredom becomes unbearable. You know, I can also tell you something. Most modern problems don't exist once you make your life boring. For instance, before I started to improve myself, before I got on self-improvement in 2020, I used to be awake pretty much all night just scrolling. But the thing is, if you allow boredom, if you don't scroll, then you will never again be sleep deprived, because it's just impossible to not spend enough time in bed if you eliminate every distraction, if you eliminate all the bad habits, if you eliminate everything that's artificial and useless. So making your life boring will make you more intelligent, more regulated, and more creative. So what's stopping you? The things that are holding you back are probably your ego, because you've convinced yourself that you need to scroll social media, that you need to check messages, that you need to be constantly stimulated. So it's mostly a habit, but also an ego thing. So eliminate that, and boredom will come to you at ease. For instance, one thing that you can do right now is turn off the Wi-Fi on your devices, uninstall all the games, install all the website blockers, and then you will see that the creativity starts coming back. It won't come back right away, but give it a day, 2 days, a week, a month, or a year, and you will see your trajectory in life become exponentially better. I can tell you one more thing. For instance, when I feel lost in life, like in late 2023, after my business had collapsed, and as I also felt very heartbroken, I decided to retreat for 2 days. So for 2 days, I would not consume any media, I would not listen to any music, I would not go outside, I would not eat any sugar, I would not read, I would do absolutely nothing. And after these 2 days, I felt a lot better. I got healthier. But I also wrote 39,700 words in the following 20 days. And those were arguably the best texts that I had ever written, just because I allowed myself to be bored. I absolutely encourage you to do the same. You need stillness for clarity. It's like when you throw a coin into a puddle, then the water becomes all whirly and dirty, so you can't see anything. But if you give the puddle time to settle, then it becomes clear again and you can see the ground. And the same with your mind. If you constantly simulate it, it won't have time to clear itself. This is, by the way, also medical consensus, as it's very... everyone knows that your brain repairs itself during sleep because it exchanges the brain liquid. But this is an oversimplification, but you get it. So it's not only that it's a metaphorical thing that you need boredom, it's also very much physical. It's very much real. It's very much measurable. So I encourage you to be bored. And my name is Kirill. I'm 18 years old and my goal is to inspire 10,000 good decisions. And if you like my mission, subscribe and we'll see you in the next one.